I'm taking aim today at the following people in the JTInTheRaw JT rant. Here's who's in my sights. What a shit job the fitness industry are doing. What the fuck are governments around our planet doing? And what the hell are we doing, you and me, to support our friends? Now, why are these people in my sights today for JTInTheRaw's rant? In 2008, 9% of deaths around the world was caused by complications arising from inactivity. In 2013 alone, the direct and indirect healthcare costs associated with inactivity totaled $67.5 billion. $67.5 billion. That's what I'm ranting about today. So stay tuned, because I am going to tee off on the fitness industry. I'm teeing off on government, and I'm having a crack at you as much as me. Welcome everybody to JTInTheRaw show 57. Morning JP, morning Jody, morning Chantal, morning Scotty Gresh. Okay, JTInTheRaw, what is it? Well, it's where I chew the thin on business and just talk stuff, trying to help you go. G'day DC, good luck on the weekend in the final series, mate. Nice to see you here this morning. Why am I wearing a baseball cap? Got a lot of feedback last week about the baseball cap. Why? It's because I've got really long hair and it's ugly, so I'm getting a haircut today. Okay, I've been working in small business now pretty much since 1979. Yeah, I know. And that's when I first started off delivering letterbox flyers for my mum, her real estate business. I was putting them out. I think I was paid about $10 for 1,000 flyers. So yeah, so I've been in small business for ages. What was your first job? Oh, thanks Scotty Gresh, at least I've still got hair. Put in your comments below. I'd love to know what your very first job was. In fact, I put flyers out for my mum all through primary school, all through high school, and I think by the time I got to finishing high school, I might have got a small rise to about $25 for 1,000. But I thought I'd actually outsmarted my mum, because I refused to do flyers in houses. I said I was only going to do them in home units. Oh, Jody Cunningham, congratulations, paper round, awesome. What were you doing? What was your first job? Tell me in the comments below. Mim Wood, tell me, what was your first job? Okay, now while I'm talking about flyers, I had an interesting conversation with a client today. Oh, JP Richard sold knives door to door as his first job. Luke Carlson, good morning, all the way there from Discover Strength. How are you, mate? Stay tuned. G'day, Rob Keeble. A couple of paper boys washing cars. Luke Carlson, what was your first job? Okay, so we had a conversation with a client this week, and they said they got a few clients recently. We wrote them a marketing plan, and we included flyer drops, and they got 3 or 4 clients recently from that flyer drop. And now I know 99.9% of marketers are saying that flyer drops and direct mail in business are done, they're dusted, and a waste of money. But go with me here. Go with me here. Hang in there. Listen to these 3 thoughts that I've got. First one, not everyone is on Facebook. Not everyone is online. Perhaps the avatar of the specific customer you want, or the specific demographic that you're trying to get, they're not online. Perhaps they're not online. So the only way you can speak to them is going to be through direct mail. Hashtag just saying. Number 2, there are so many businesses now not doing flyers. You know, 5 years ago, you'd have 50 flyers in your letterbox. Now there's so many not doing flyers or direct mail that when yours is in a letterbox, you're only one of 2, one of 3. It's just something to consider, that maybe perhaps flyers still have a place. Just saying. Number 3, there is something about a tangible marketing piece, something that you can touch, something you can feel, something you can smell. It just makes it stick. And when we're online the whole time, It's nice to be able to touch stuff. So yes, flyers have a very low return, maybe 0.5%, up to probably 2%. But with a specifically designed direct mail piece, with a very targeted message to an avatar, printed on heavier stock than usual, and delivered so that the timing is just right, I reckon you can generate some leads. In fact, morning Neil all the way from the UK, hope you're well, mate. In fact, in the past 7 marketing plans that we've designed for our clients, I am including between 100 to 2,000 flyer drops every single month. Hashtag just saying. There's a little marketing tip for you. Take it on if you will, it's up to you. But do you agree or do you disagree around this flyer concept? I'm really curious. Tell me, pop in the comments below. Do you still use flyers? Do flyers still work? Should we still use flyers as a marketing campaign? Pop it in the comments below. Oh, and remember the question of the day, and the question of the day is, what was your first job? Pop that in the comments below. What was your first job? Morning, Hayes. Carter, Coffee with Hayes. How are you, mate? Back to basics. Daryl Calder says, started doing flyer drops again, and inquiries before staff are back at the club. Wow, that's awesome. Great, DC. Okay, so pop in the comments below what your thoughts are on flyers. This week, I am super stoked because I've just finished my next ebook called The Hottest Tips of Video Live Streaming. The hottest tips for video live streaming. There's no jargon in this book, no technical bullshit, just purely the facts. Facts on why would we do a live video? What are the live video platforms? What are the types of live video? Some live video strategies. Creating flow in your show. And what do you do after you've gone live? Morning, Tracy. Morning, Susan. How you going? Susan, Dialer Dino's Pizza was your first job. I love it. Eugene, yes, I know you've ordered that book. Congratulations. You can now pre-order that book as Eugene has just done. You like my hat, Eugene? And save 75%. It'll go on sale at the end of August, but you can grab it now. It's only going to cost you $24.99. So if you want to get a copy of this ebook that I've written around live streaming, just put live video in the comments below. I'll send you the link to be able to get the pre-order of the book. Just to give you a hint of what's included, here is the 9-point checklist. 9-point checklist that is in the last page of the ebook. Here they are. These are the 9 points to make your live stream video work well. Number 1, compelling written title in the status bar before you start your broadcast. See mine, wherever it is. Trying to attract people. Put your phone on landscape. Thanks, Chantel. You just put that in the comments. Put your phone on landscape or wide view. Morning, Suvlaki. How are you? Get a hook in the first 10 minutes to grab it. 10 seconds to grab attention. Establish your authority. Establish who you are, what you do, and why people should stay listening to you. Encourage engagement with calls to action, calls to comment. Excuse me. Your content should add value, it should be strong, and it should be actionable. Number 7 is put a call to action at the end of your live stream video. What do you want people to do after they've watched your video? Number 8, see if you can add captions. And number 9, design a repurpose strategy. So that's the checklist. Remember, you can pre-order this book and save 75%. Just write live video in the comments below and I'll send you the link so that you can pre-order that book. It's pretty good. I like it because I wrote it. Okay, and if you know anybody that you think could improve live video or should be doing live video, please pop their names in the comments below, tag them, and I'll just put the link there and you'll get it, and so will they. So thanks in advance for sharing. Morning, Vicky. Okay. So now I teased you right up front. See what I did there? That was, let me check my notes, hook number 3. That was getting a hook right early. I teased you very early around what the JT rant was going to be about today. Well, here it comes. So sit down and just listen. Sit down and listen to what I'm about to say. Then I challenge you to do something. When you listen to my rant, I challenge you to do something, because 1 in 10 people in your local community are going to die if you don't do something. 1 in 10 will die if you don't do something. Their heart will stop beating and they will die, 1 in 10 people, if you don't start doing something. So I was reading this journal, and I know it's going to be back to front on you. This journal is not something you pick up at the supermarket. It's not some tabloid magazine. This is a journal for the Physiotherapy Association of Australia. And in there is this article. And I just want to read to you the first paragraph. Physical inactivity is the 4th leading risk factor for global mortality, placing it as a significant contributor to early death alongside smoking and obesity. That's according to the World Health Organization in 2010. That's it. Morning, Jason. How you going? Okay. Can you see why I'm angry? Can you see why I'm ranting? Now, here comes some stats that are going to shock your pants. Shock you. In fact, regardless of whether you're watching this live or whether you're watching it on replay, I want you to put in the comments below if this statistic or these statistics that I share with you shock you. I want to use that wow face. You know the one? Use that wow face when I read these to you. Globally, 31% of adults do not meet the minimum standards of recommended physical activity levels. Put the wow face if that amazes you and shocks you to the core. In 2008, 9% of worldwide deaths were caused by complications arising from inactivity. Show me that wow face if that shocks you. In 2013 alone, the healthcare costs of inactivity was $67.5 billion. 44.5%, now that's a fucking scary figure, 44.5% of Aussie adults do not meet the daily recommended physical activity levels. Inactivity contributed to 10% of Aussies dying in 2008. And the healthcare costs of inactivity in Australia is $805 million in 2013. What the fuck? $805 million. Give me a wow face if those statistics rock you to the core. As a society, what the hell are we doing? So I'm going to tee off right now on 3 stakeholders. And firstly, we've got to take aim at the fitness industry. What the hell are we doing? Seriously, what the hell are we doing? There are now more fitness service offerings than ever before across the planet. And yet our population is fatter, our population is less active and unhealthier than ever before. Someone explain to me why. Someone tell me why. I want you to imagine right now walking down your street where you live. And let's imagine in every house 2 adults live. On the 5th house, one of those 2 adults will die of physical inactivity. Walk another 5 houses, one of those 2 adults. That's what we're talking about, ladies and gents. People are dying because of bullshit reasons because they're not being physically active. And what's the fitness industry doing to try to help them? I don't think we're doing much. We're not having any impact at all. Forget about telling people to join our gyms. Forget about telling people to buy personal training for weight loss, which we fucking do terribly anyway in our industry. Maybe just get the message out that if you don't move, you're gonna die, and a good place to move is with a trainer or in a gym. In 2014, the Australian Physiotherapy Association released a really impactful ad to ensure people got moving. It was called the Biggest Killer Campaign, and the TV commercial was awesome. If you haven't seen it, pop APA in the comments below and I'll send you the link to the Biggest killer campaign. And you know what the biggest killer was? A 3-seater couch. It's a great ad. It's really clever. Love it. Why aren't we doing that in the fitness industry? What are we doing in the industry? We need to reposition what we're doing. We need to reposition that any movement is great for people. We need to get off our asses as an industry and start saying, come along and feel comfortable and start moving. We need to show that exercise is not painful and is not a chore. Now, if you haven't read Michelle Segar's book, No Sweat, you need to get hold of it. Morning, Kat. Morning, Jordan. How's your holiday going, Jordan Cowan? You need to get hold of Michelle Segar's book, No Sweat. Read it and use her strategies in your fitness business, because she teaches us to get the inactive active in our community. You might just save some freaking lives. If you want a link to Michelle's book, just put in the comments below, No Sweat, and I'll send you a link to her book. Right, next person I'm teeing off on is the governments. What are they doing to promote physical activity? What are they doing? Nothing. In essence, the government are letting 1 of their 10 constituents just die. 1 in 10 of their constituents just die. Surely, with no thought, no care about them. Surely these statistics they must know about. Surely they must be thinking, can't we do something about this? Maybe we charge the politicians with murder because they know what's going on and they're not doing anything about it. Maybe that might get them to act. Holy smoke, we've got to do something across the globe. Morning, Alan, all the way from Dublin, Ireland. Good to hear from you about 11 o'clock at night. And finally, I want to tee off on you and me. Tee off on us. Here we go. We have friends and we all have loved ones. And if we really give a shit about them, then we need to encourage them to exercise for their own health's sake. We need to encourage people that we know that are inactive and get them active for their own health, for their family, let alone the money that we're going to save as a government. I want you to imagine just for a moment, if I just look at Australia, if we could reduce the healthcare costs of inactivity from $800 million, if we could reduce that by 50%, what could the Australian government do with $402 million? Shit, we could run 4 plebiscites on marriage equality. That's a whole nother rant, and don't get me started on that. What a waste of money. Just let the gay people get married. Anyway, it makes me angry, frustrated, and disappointed that we have to spend so much money to keep people alive when they just need to move. Morning, Maddie Fletcher. Morning, Andrew. It kills me knowing that people are dying because they don't move enough. It makes me angry that we've got to waste so much money, and it breaks my heart as somebody from the fitness industry that people don't see joy in moving. Let's do something. Let's do something as a human race. I'm not sure what we can do other than by raising awareness of the importance, changing the perception of what happens in gyms, changing the perception of exercise, pressuring our politicians, and loving our friends. I'm not sure, but we need to turn these numbers around because people are dying and they don't need to. They simply need to get active. Hit the thumbs up if you agree with me now. Give me one of those little love hearts if you agree with me now that we need to do something. We can impact people. Thanks, Maddie Fletcher. So I'm going to challenge everybody that's watching the show, either live or on replay. I'm challenging you right now to message, to text, or to call one friend over the weekend who you know is not active enough. I want you to call them, I want you to text them, I want you to message them, and I want you to go for a 30-minute walk with them. I want you to pick them up, meet them at their house, meet them in a beautiful park like this, and go for a walk with them. That's what I want you to do. I want you to start with one person. I'm challenging you. Phone, email, or text, message, get hold of somebody you know that is not active and get them active just for 30 minutes over the weekend and see if you can impact their life. Morning, Peter Lakovich. you've just missed my rant, Peter. JT rant over. Whew. Wow. Was that insane? Did I go off too much? Can you see I'm passionate about it? I just don't like seeing people die for no reason. Anyway, thanks for allowing me to share my thoughts, and hopefully those statistics mean something to you. And you know, give me a thumbs up if you're going to accept my challenge to message, text or call somebody you know who is not active enough. Give me a thumbs up if you're going to do that over the weekend. Okay, so it's been a big show. We talked about our first ever job. Our first ever job. What was it? If you haven't told me yet, pop it in the comments. I want to know, what was your first ever job? I can see Chantel's first ever job was babysitting. Oh my God, babysitting. I don't think anyone let me look after their kids. Anyway, I said why I think there is still a place for flyers in your marketing. I still think there's a place there, and I told you why I think that's is there. I talked about my new ebook, which is the hottest tips for live streaming. If you put live video in the comments below, then I will send you a link so that you can get a copy of that book with 75% off the recommended retail price. Thanks, Jordan Cowan, for your support. Appreciate that, mate. Awesome. And finally, I shared with you the gut-wrenching statistics that rocked me to the core of inactivity in our world today. And I left you a challenge. I left you a challenge to message, text, or call somebody you know, a friend that you love, a family member that you care about, who is not active enough, and take them for a 30-minute walk this weekend. Hey, if you enjoyed the show, please tell me in the comments below, just like Jordan did. If you get value out of this, I'd love to know. I really appreciate it. And if you didn't get any value out of the show, I'm really sorry. You could have simply disconnected. No, only joking, but if you didn't, I'm sorry. If you know anyone that should watch today's show, I'd be really grateful if you tag them in the comments below. Thank you very much in advance if you do share the show. Appreciate it. That's the way that more people get to, I guess, hear about me and what I do. So, thanks for tuning in to JTInTheRaw, show 57. You can see all the previous 56 shows on the JTInTheRaw YouTube channel. I can put a link in the comments for you. But before I go, you know what's coming. You know what's coming. Quote of the week. Here it is. Here's my quote of the week. Let's all move more often, and with a smile on our face. Exercise is a true gift for life. You want me to say that one more time for you? Let's all move more often, and with a smile on our face. Exercise is a true gift for life. Thanks for tuning in to JTInTheRaw, show 57. Hope you enjoyed the rant. Hope you enjoyed all the stuff. If you're watching on replay, put your comments in below. Love to know what you think. Have an awesome weekend. I'll catch you guys later.